David Spade and Theo Vaughn's Busboys, the DIY comedy that could redefine Hollywood. In a world where Hollywood comedies are either sanitized studio projects or forgotten streaming flops, two unlikely legends have thrown their own dice onto the table. David Spade, the silver-tongued prince of 90s sarcasm, and Theo Vaughn, a wild-eyed southern philosopher in a mullet, have come together to do what the big studios wouldn't dare. They've made their own damn movie. No Netflix deal, no Hollywood gatekeepers, just raw talent, real laughs, and risk. Their upcoming film, Busboys, wasn't born in an executive suite. It was forged in the fires of creative hustle. Long nights of spitballing, writing, and trusting their instincts over algorithms. It's not just a movie, it's a movement, an indie comedy built with love, guts, and a few self-funded checks. And if this hits, it might be the biggest comedy comeback since Tommy Boy, and the birth of a new era for Vaughn fans, where podcasting power meets box office punch. So sit tight, we're diving into every announced cameo, the high-stakes financial gamble behind the scenes, the notable absences, and the explosive potential of Busboys, a film that might just reshape what comedy looks like in 2025. Let's talk about the premise and cameos. Busboys follows two lowly restaurant workers stuck in a dusty border town diner who stumble into a wild, heartfelt journey filled with misadventures, soul-searching, and, of course, relentless absurdity. Think Sideways meets Superbad, but with Theo's signature offbeat energy and Spade's well-honed dry wit. The cameos, absolutely stacked. We've got Tim Dillon, the blunt force podcaster who never misses a comedic beat. He's said to play a brash restaurant manager with zero people skills, a role that basically writes itself. Bobby Lee is also rumored to pop in, bringing his unpredictable madness to what's being described as one of the film's most laugh-out-loud scenes. And Dana Carvey, Spade's longtime collaborator, is expected to bring some old-school SNL weirdness to a surreal diner sequence. But the show stealer might just be Nate Diaz. Yes, the UFC legend himself makes an unexpected hilarious cameo that plays on his tough guy persona. Insiders say the moment is pure gold and might end up as one of the most viral clips of the year. Imagine Nate, deadpan, gruff, and completely out of place, dropping dry one-liners in a scene full of chaos. It's exactly the kind of left-field brilliance that makes this film feel fresh. These aren't just celebrity cameos, they're intentional choices, bringing in real personalities who elevate the film without stealing the spotlight. Up next, let's talk about self-financing and budget for such a venture. Here's the kicker, Spade and Vaughn didn't wait around for someone to approve this movie. They funded it themselves. David Spade recently admitted, quote, "We wrote it, didn't try to sell it, we just said, let's do it. Then we put up the money, hired a crew, shot it in LA, and made our thing happen." In a time when most comedies are dead on arrival without a superhero cameo or a billion-dollar CGI budget, Busboys was made the old-school way with sweat, personal investment, and a vision no executive could reshape. Rumors suggest the budget sits somewhere in the high six-figure to low seven-figure range, peanuts by Hollywood standards, but massive when it's coming out of your own bank account. This is what making a comedy looks like in 2025. Independent spirit, creator control, and podcasts powering the promo cycle. Now let's talk about the southern elephant in the room, Theo Vaughn. With millions of loyal podcast listeners, viral clips weekly, and a cultural footprint bigger than most Netflix headliners, this may be his moment. If he can translate his charisma from mic to movie screen, Busboys could serve as his launch pad. He's got the absurdity of early Sandler, the weird wisdom of Mitch Hedberg, and the meme ability of peak era Jackass, but on screen, that's uncharted territory. This film is the test, and if it works, expect Theo to be the new comedy wildcard in Hollywood's hand. So why did Spade, a comedy veteran with decades of Hollywood credits, choose Theo Von as his co-star? Because he knows what the audience wants. He's been in the game long enough to recognize when someone has it, and Theo has it in spades. Spade's charm has always paired best with chaotic energy. Chris Farley, Rob Schneider, Adam Sandler. With Theo, he's found a new era counterpart. Not just a sidekick, but a star. Someone who can match his pace, challenge his timing, and deliver that rare comedy pairing magic Hollywood lost somewhere along the way. Of course, there were a few notable absences. Interestingly, a few familiar faces are nowhere to be found. No Burt Kreischer, no Tom Segura, no Andrew Santino, all close in Theo's orbit. That absence feels intentional. This isn't a Rogan's Verse group project. This is Spade and Von's pure vision, and that means a tighter, more curated film. It also proves one thing: they're not relying on cameos to carry this. They believe the story, the chemistry, and the performances are strong enough to stand alone. Will it succeed? Could this movie bomb? Sure, it's risky, it's small, it's indie. But if just a fraction of Theo Von's fan base buys a ticket or rents it online, it'll smash expectations. This could very well be 2025's surprise hit, the kind of film that spawns memes, clips, and maybe even a sequel. And if it hits, don't be surprised to see Spade and Von back on the big screen in a buddy cop film, a road trip disaster, or even a dark comedy. The possibilities are endless once the magic is proven. In conclusion, Busboys isn't just a movie, it's a comedy manifesto, a middle finger to traditional gatekeeping, a love letter to creative risk, a DIY declaration that real comedy doesn't need permission to be made, it just needs guts. And that's exactly what Spade and Von brought to the table. They're betting on themselves and maybe, just maybe, on the audience too. So here's your role in this story. If you want to see more real comedies, unfiltered and uncensored, then you've got to show up for them. Smash that like button to support independent creators. Drop a comment. Would you watch this in theaters or stream it at home? And don't forget to subscribe, because this is the kind of project we'll be following all year. Whether this is Spade's glorious return to box office relevance or Theo's long-awaited comedy coronation, one thing is for sure: they didn't wait for Hollywood, they built the screen themselves.